Hello and welcome to the Tech-Rapture podcast, where we explore how technology is disrupting or rather redefining the human experience, often in ways we did not see coming. Now, before we delve into today's topic, I want us to play a game. Are you ready? The game is something that it's put your finger down. It's nothing complicated. Put your finger down if there's an advert you remember from your childhood or recently that really stood out and had an impact on you. Put your finger down if there's an advert you remember that was so cringe. Like, what were they thinking? Hata irengetengenezwa. Nice. Now, put your finger down if you have come across an AI-powered advert or an AI-generated advert within the last 24 hours. Great. Now, put your finger down if you are confident that you can tell the difference between an AI advert and an advert that was not generated by AI. Now, finally, put your finger down if you have tried to incorporate AI advertising in your business. You could be an entrepreneur, a creative director, you could be working in an agency. What did you score? One of my favorite adverts from childhood. There are three that come to mind. The first one is the obvious Safaricom advert. Na furahia, undugu na uko wetu. That was such a good advert. The second one was the Superloaf advert. Usiseme mkate, sema Superloaf. That was really good. Before I get to the first advert, honorable mentions the Duracoat with Peter Marangi. Those were hilarious. I'd remember them. They were good. That was a really good advert campaign. But number one, and the one that stands out, and if you can remember this, you should be married right now with kids, or you should be paying more taxes than everyone. Barclays had launched an ATM machine, I remember, and there was this advert of a robot dancing. It was an ATM machine dancing, and it was Tulemonda, Nana, Maboko. It was such a fun advert. And I remember there was a time we did not have the option to skip ads. So ads had to be entertaining. And the ones that stood out stayed with us. We'd sing them outside. We'd play as kids singing to those adverts. These days, it's so hard for an advert to come and you even remember what that advert was. Most of us actually skip ads. We do not have to watch adverts. We don't like being marketed to. And now whenever you're on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, you're just bombarded with adverts, and it's become a little bit too much. Sometime last year, in November, I went for an interview. I was called for an interview. They were looking for a copywriter. And of course, my selling point is in AI because I started vibing with AI, or rather using AI tools in 2022. So whenever I go for interviews, whenever I am called for any gig, my selling point is I am AI proficient. So I went there with my CV, showed them some of the AI concept adverts I had done. There's the Shea Butter ad, there's the Amkara whatever advert, and we're like, okay, you seem like a good fit. I show up and I'm told that you'll be meeting the creative director. I walk into the room, I show the creative director my work. He's elated. He's like, yes, we need you in our team. You're really good at what you do. Tell me more about AI. So I start telling him about all the tools and everything. But then he says something that just was a big red flag. He goes like, well, one thing I'm certain is that in the advertising industry, us as creative designers and creative directors, we have like 15 years before it takes over. I was like, who's educating you? What papers are you reading? Are you keeping tabs? Do you know what is happening? Fast forward, barely 4-5 months later, a week ago, actually was it on Thursday or Friday, ChatGPT launches the GPT 4.0 image generation update. And oh my goodness. By now, I'm pretty sure most of you are tired of the Ghibli memes, the Ghibli images that are all over social media. But if you've been knee-deep in the AI advertising world, you have seen the print advert that ChatGPT 4.0 can create, the detail, the copywriting. And I think that is not even the most mind-blowing part. The most mind-blowing bit is just how simple the prompts are. Like this big one, can you imagine? You just upload an image of a model having tied her hair in a bun using a pen, And it came up with this copy. If you have worked in an agency, you know the process from getting the brief from the client to coming up with ideas, pitching your ideas, the back and forth with the client. Then you work with the creative designers. Then they refuse. Like, it's a whole lot of process that goes into creating print adverts. By the time they okay the final advert, the process is hectic. And now, for just $20 a month, you can create a state-of-the-art advert on your computer. I am foreseeing a future where companies, organizations will not necessarily need to outsource an advertising agency to create adverts for them. They might as well have AI designers in their companies who are very creative, very creative, to help them come up with ad campaigns. Now, this is where the future is headed, especially for creatives. And I sense that most people think that creating with AI is just simple. No, for your work to stand out, for your work to be unique, you still have to put in the work. For the people who already have years, who have mastered the skill of editing, the skill of filmmaking, the skill of storytelling, they still have an upper hand even in this world where AI is taking over. Let us dive into today's content because I can just show you like an example of what skill can do. Skill versus just having fun with the tools. So let's just talk about one of the biggest AI advert experiments of all time. I think last year in December, Coca-Cola usually releases adverts every Christmas season, and it's usually very innovative, very creative, very heartwarming. But last December, they used AI-generated images and AI-generated content to create their advert. And the feedback was bad. It was ugly. People were like, this was a waste of resources. Why would you use AI to make this? This did not even capture the Christmas spirit. This is one of the ugliest adverts I've ever seen. And I have a feeling it's just because they mentioned that this advert was generated with AI. Now, for the ordinary person who has not really worked with AI tools, they imagine that you probably just opened an AI software and you said, generate a Coca-Cola AI advert, and it just generated all of those clips together. They do not think that there was any kind of creative input, that there was any kind of creative direction or any editing. No. They still need some creative direction. So I'm pretty sure they did put in some work. They did put in some creativity into it. But there's so much uncertainty in the world right now with the economy crumbling, with people actually hoping to just get by the day, for them to see that there's a computer that is doing their job. People are going to hate. People are not going to be happy about it. I don't know, did you watch the advert? Let me know in the comment section what you felt about it. And do you think that Coca-Cola will do this again? Because let's face it, Coca-Cola is at a place right now where they do not need to market to the world for them to be seen. They know they already have their customers. So for them, this is just a traditional thing, and they were trying to cut costs, I believe. Now, not all adverts are a flop. Some have actually been accepted. Some have actually been really well received, especially the concept adverts that are done by people. There's this one that I saw online. It's a concept advert by an AI creator, and it's for KFC. He captured the brand's personality. It felt fresh, and honestly, if I saw this advert on my feed or on screen, I'd actually watch. Hold up. By the time I was recording this video, I had just watched this advert on Twitter and I was really mesmerized, but I had not gone through the context to realize that this AI KFC ad was a remake of an original ad. Every shot, the inspiration, the brand, everything was a remake of an original ad that was made by actual humans. It has elicited a lot of responses. You can go on Instagram and see the original creators are not happy with this. And as a creative myself, I really don't think it was cool. I think creativity is the selling point of any tools that we use. And I know the AI creator was trying to prove that you can actually make an advert cheaper using AI tools. But I wish that he had not created an original, or rather he had not recreated an original video, but he had come up with something creative on his own. Anyway, to each his own, but I really don't think it was cool. The other one was the Adidas one, which was very colorful and innovative. And honestly, this is something that I would actually watch till the end because of just how creative it is. So when it comes to concept adverts where people are just experimenting with, let me try and make an advert for this brand and an advert for this brand, people are actually doing that out there, and they're making really amazing concept ads that are breaking the boundaries of creativity. And if you look at the backgrounds of some of these creators, you realize that they have experience as creative designers, as editors, using traditional tools. So they do understand the science of creating adverts. I'm pretty sure most of us have gone through this, right? You go on your phone, probably you're looking for something, an umbrella, a pair of shoes, a dress. Maybe there's somehow you're feeling you're sick and you Google the symptoms. And then you get onto social media or YouTube and you're bombarded with adverts. Personalized experience when it comes to advertising is not something new. So how will it look like in this era of AI? Imagine AI-powered billboards. Okay, you're walking down the streets on a rainy afternoon or a morning going to work or going to whatever it is you're going to, and there's an AI-powered billboard straight ahead. This AI-powered billboard senses your phone because it connects to your phone, right? Because let's just imagine that there's Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is finally free worldwide, or there's Wi-Fi in the streets. So it connects to your phone, quickly scripts your data, so it knows the things that you searched for, the things that you've been asking ChatGPT. And as you walk past this billboard, adverts play based off of your searches. Now, most of you might be like, oh, is this another Jabba story? Not necessarily. McDonald's in China have been using facial recognition software to create personalized experiences for their customers. You walk into the store, your face is scanned, and the menu adjusts based off of your personal experiences so that you can see adverts of the meals that you prefer, or they recommend something based off of what you've been searching for. We have Nike, for example, who have also created personalized experiences for their customers. You get to go online or even on site and you select a color and you get to design the shoe that you want. And this is some of the ways that people are using AI to create personalized experiences for their customers. Even apps that you would not expect, or rather companies that you would not expect, like meditative companies like Calm and Headway, they're even using data to create personalized meditation experiences for their users based off of the time you wake up, your background, what is stressing you. You get to have a unique meditation experience, and this is all powered by artificial intelligence. What am I saying? Now let us bring it closer home here in Kenya. There's a company that is breaking the limitations, breaking the glass ceiling when it comes to advertising. This company is called Adboda. Now, if you are a social media doom scroller like me, you've come across this video of a boda rider finding their way along the busy lanes of Nairobi highway roads, and he's wearing a jacket, and there's a dollar, the unga dollar, the advert it's playing at the back of his jacket. Now, Adboda, they're very, very creative. They're very, very innovative, and they've created this system where for boda riders, you can get a jacket that has a screen, and using AI-powered software, I really do not know the technicalities behind this, but they get to wear billboards like small screens at their backs that play adverts. This company is Kenya-based. It's called Adboda, and it is breaking the boundaries of advertising. Right now, even if you cannot afford a billboard, and a billboard is static, you can afford mobile advertising, where you contact them and you get to have your advert travel through Nairobi. You know, when people are in traffic, especially watu wa Thika Road, wote wanaona product yako well curated, well presented at the back of boda riders. Now, I wonder how this is going to look like in 2027 during election period, because a lot of politicians, I'm pretty sure, knew what to Adboda. Politicians are talking with all of these deals because, you know, boda riders are the people who advertise them. So 2027 might be very, very interesting for Adboda. If you've not checked them out, they are on Instagram at Adboda. If you're a small business or a medium business looking to advertise your product, you really do not have to spend a lot of money on billboards or even radio or TV, which is quite expensive. You can actually use Adboda. And no, they did not sponsor this video. They're just really innovative, and I thought I would shout them out. Where are we headed as a country? Where are we headed in Kenya? I don't know. Growing up, even as an actor, one of my dreams was to always be on a billboard. I don't think there's any actor who has never wanted to be on a billboard. But when you hear companies like H&M, they have turned their models, they've created digital avatars of their models, so they'll no longer use the models to advertise their brands or rather their apparel. They'll be using the digital avatars. I get worried because maybe that dream has gone down the drain. Or even as a copywriter and as a screenwriter, I am worried. I am scared. But here's the thing, the human touch. The question I asked when I started, is there an AI advert that has stood out for you that you've watched and it has stuck with you? And most of us, there is none. It doesn't give you the feel of Safaricom's na furahia or Tule Monde, Although at the time we really never had the option of skipping ads, but then they had to be so creative. Right now, it's so difficult to come across an advert that touches you, that you remember that you'd want to watch. And I feel like this is where the human touch still remains. So, if you're a creative designer, a creative director, an entrepreneur, still hone the craft of storytelling. Because either way, story will always be king and creativity is queen. So don't give up just yet. We still have a long way to go, and your unique talent, your unique perspective as a creative matters. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the future is happening faster than we know it.